Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Cybersecurity Insiders webinar on how to break up with your passwords through user empowerment. My name is Holger Schulze. I am the founder of Cybersecurity Insiders, the online community for cybersecurity professionals, and I'll be your moderator today. Thank you for joining us today and taking time out of your busy schedules. Today's webinar is brought to you by Axiad. And Axiad provides enterprises with a simple and smart passwordless solution which empowers users and IT teams to break up with their passwords and achieve complete trust across their digital ecosystem. Now, today's presenter is Jerome Becquart, and Jerome is Chief Operating Officer at Axiad. Hey, thank you, Jerome, for presenting today.
Holger, yes, thank you for having me.
So passwordless is an exciting topic, right? There's a lot of change happening in this space, and it's well known that we need an alternative to passwords, right? They have, if you will, become a nightmare for many organizations. And just look at some of the stats, like password-related vulnerabilities, right, lead to 80% of data breaches. That is a big number. And 40% of help desk calls are about passwords. That is a big cost driver. The average password-related hack, by the way, costs about $8.64 million. Passwords, right? That's a lot of headaches caused by traditional password-based credentials. And because of this, many businesses are moving to passwordless, right? Utilizing new solutions such as mobile authentication, YubiKeys, Windows Hello for Business, biometrics, etc. But they need their users they need them to adopt and support these new solutions, right? Jerome, on that, let me ask you, what is the current situation for users and their credential management?
Yes, thanks, Holger. Well, the problem with password is that they're everywhere, right? So I think that most organizations we're talking to today want to move away from them, moving to some kind of multi-factor authentication, to improve the security. And really now the idea there is to try to do that with a minimum impact on the end user, which is where the passwordless approach really the value it brings to users, right? Great usability with great security. The problem we see is, it's as passwords are everywhere, there's a lot of applications that you need to enable to move to this passwordless mode. And it's a challenge because there is no silver bullet today that can do that, right? So we're seeing a lot of initiative. I mean, FIDO has been, I think, a great initiative, and we see a lot of traction. We're member of the FIDO Alliance. We think this is really the future of authentication, but it only addresses part of the enterprise use cases. Today, it's not supported by everything in the ecosystem. It's the same thing with Windows Hello for Business, and Microsoft, I think, has been leading the way to this transition to passwordless by making Windows Hello for Business and passwordless solutions central to logging to the Microsoft ecosystem. But again, this is just true only for the Microsoft ecosystem. So you still end up with password a little bit all over the place. And so if you want to address that complexity, you tend to end up with a variety of solutions, because maybe you'll use Windows Hello for Business for your Microsoft ecosystem. So it's great to log into Windows 10, great to log into SharePoint, Office 365, all your Microsoft ecosystem. And if on top of that you're using Azure AD for federated SSOs, then it also enables you to get access to that. But there is still a bunch of other applications out there that you can't log into with your Windows Hello for Business credentials. So that's an issue. So you'll end up with other type of credential in different places, like maybe YubiKey for your privileged users that may need some portable authentication device with a higher level of security. And so as enterprise do that, they tend to do it in silo where different teams will implement different things. And the end result is that you've got this plethora of solutions that all improve security to some extent, but in a disconnected way. So, that's something that you need to think about when you deploy this. What does it mean for your end user? What does it mean for your administrator if you have got all these different components? So the first thing I think we recommend in order for an implementation to be successful is to think about the end user, because that's your starting point, and security starts there. If your end users don't like what they're doing in terms of their work, in terms of what security means to them, it will impact the success of your implementation. So what we see is an emergence of solutions that really puts the user as the center, enables the user to do more and to be more in control of how you operate the system, but also how you address life cycle use cases. What happens when my authentication credential doesn't work, or how do I enroll it? And what we found, as especially with younger workers, they want to deal with it on their own, right? You don't want to have to call the help desk. People like to find solutions on their own. They want to be empowered, which has two benefits. One is the user will feel better about being able to solve his or her own problem without having to call the help desk. And then from a company standpoint, help desk has a cost. And so if you can reduce the number of calls that need to be made that is related to authentication or access scenario, from a company standpoint, you're going to reduce cost and improve efficiency and enable your IT team to focus on more strategic things than just helping users deal with password reset issue or credential reset issue.
To watch the full video, click the link below to our Bright Talk channel. For more Axiad content, click subscribe.